Hey everybody, and welcome back, or welcome if you are new to the channel of your favorite, or soon-to-be favorite, Bookworm Twink Supreme. If you love books, and if you want to see this twink talk about them, I highly suggest looking for this button and fingering it. Also, while you're down there, you might want to look for the bell, because if you click that bell, YouTube, this lovely platform that we are in today, will magically notify you about when I post new stuff. It's fun, it's free, it's magical, it's all the good things, you know. It's free friendship, okay? Free bookish friendship, which is rare in the world. So just click that button and all your joys will be fulfilled. Today, I thought that I would film this quick video that I saw on my friend Gabby's channel. Shout out to you, Gabby. I will link her channel down below, because this is where I got all the questions. I'm not sure if she came up with these questions herself, or if this is an existing survey that other people have done that she took inspiration from. But either way, I thought that this would be a lovely way for me to express myself as a person who consumes books, especially because this year is the year that I read the most books, okay? Like, this year, I just went ham on this shit, okay? And yeah, I'm basically gonna be answering a series of questions that will detail my reading journey. And without further ado, let's begin. Alright, so the first question is, how many books did you read this year? This year is not yet over, and I'm kind of still in the process of reading some books, you know? I haven't really finished my reading this year, so this number will likely change, but right now I have read 130 books. That is right, 130 books. I don't know how I did it. Actually, I do. Sleep deprivation and boredom and no social life. Hell yeah! So the next question is, what genre did you read the most? And that should be obvious. Say it with me, horror, thriller, fairy porn. Okay, so the next question is, what's the longest book you've read all year? And that's definitely gonna have to be this one, hold on. Okay, so without a doubt, that's definitely gonna have to be Kingdom of Ash by Sarah J. Maas. This is the final book, the grand finale in the Throne of Glass series, which is probably my favorite book series of all time. Honestly, you may be shocked because you're like, McKay, how come you read so many horror books and yet you can appreciate Sarah J. Maas? I fucking love Sarah J. Maas. She is like a drug to my soul that speaks to me. I love these books so much, I love these characters so much, and this is like 984 pages. This is practically a 1,000-pager over here. And I loved it with every fiber of my being, my soul, my humanity. Yeah. So with that, of course, the next question is, what's the shortest book you've read this year? And that's probably gonna have to be this really short story, but it's sold as an individual book, and it's called I Have No Mouth But I Must Scream. And you can actually just listen to the audiobook on YouTube. It's about 40 minutes long. I really dug it. It was good, pretty thought-provoking, very dystopian. And yeah, so those are the longest and the shortest book I have read so far this year. So the next question is, what is your favorite book that was published in 2021, this year? Okay, so I am not done with Sarah J. Maas, okay? Because the best book I read that was published this year was, without a doubt, Court of Silver Flames by Sarah J. Maas. This is a book that I have made my entire personality, okay? Nesta Archeron is moi, and I am Nesta Archeron. Moving on. So the next question is, what is your favorite debut that you have read this year? Here's the thing with me. If y'all know me as a person, and you've been on this channel before, you will know that I am notoriously bad at keeping up with new releases. Like, I am a full-on backlist kind of reader because I am so bored with the thrillers that have been coming out as of late. They have all been the same thing with the same third act, and I have had enough. So I've been reading older, more extreme horror books, you know what I mean? So there's that, but I will steal Gabby's answer and answer The Push by Ashley Audrain. I didn't even know that that was a debut, and knowing now that that is what the case was with this book makes me love it even more. This book is incredible. It's so good. It's so chilling, and I shit you not, the final line in this book, the very last sentence, gave me chills for days, okay? Goosebumps. For weeks, for the whole year. Whenever I think about how that book ended, I just, okay, yeah. So the next question is, what is your favorite book that was not published in 2021? Alright, so I really can't pick one. I'm gonna have to go with two. And it's gonna be a tie. It's gonna be a dead heat between Night Film by Marisha Pessl and Survivor by J.F. Gonzalez. Two books that I will absolutely never shut up about because they just made my year. My heart is owned by both of these books. I didn't have plans on reading Night Film this year. The only reason I did was because my friends were hosting a live show and they just so happened to have invited me. And then for Survivor, for some reason, yeah, I was so bored with thrillers that I had to like look for older books that people actually found disturbing and provocative, and I am so glad I found out about this book because it is just special to moi. Thank you, J.F. Gonzalez, for jotting that stuff down with your beautiful fingers, okay? Good stuff. So the next question is, book that lived up to the hype, and I'm gonna have to cheat once again because I literally, yeah, this book means so much to me. Again, once again, I'm gonna have to go with A Court of Silver Flames because this book is precious. This is probably the most overhyped book of the year, and I was kind of nervous about dedicating time to reading an 800-page smut fantasy, whatever this genre is. I loved it with my entire being. I'm clutching my chest right now to just convey my genuine thoughts. Do you understand what I'm saying to you? So the next question is, what is a book that did not live up to the hype? Alright, so I don't know how long you, the viewer specifically, the person watching right now, has been on this channel, but let's just assume that you've been on here since the beginning of the year, since the beginning of 2021, maybe at the end of 2020, when talk of the new Riley Sager book was fresh, when everybody was highly anticipating the release of Riley Sager's 5th book. And 5 is my fucking lucky number, so you can only imagine when. Survive the Night by Riley Sager. I was so excited to read this book because it was coming out on the weekend when Gabby and Olivia were hosting Summerween, which is this reading blog. I'm gonna link it down below. And this book was coming out the weekend of Summerween. So I was like, okay, I have a reading vlog opportunity. I have this amazing book coming out. My life is gonna be good. I'm so excited. The book was shit. It was literally so bad that I needed to get drunk in order to review it, and I filmed this video roasting the ever-living piss. I don't know if that's a saying, I just pulled it out of my ass, like what Riley Sager did with this entire plot, pulled it out of his ass. I literally could not believe that this book was written by Riley Sager. I just could not fathom the fact that the mind behind Home Before Dark, Final Girls, Lock Every Door, the blue one with the blue cover, The Last Time I Lied, that one. The mind behind those books came up with this. The entire setup was so dumb. This book, I need to, okay, I'm gonna calm down. This book, I shit you not, I promise you, if you don't believe me, go read the summary yourself, okay? This book is about a woman, her best friend gets killed. Okay, are you following me? Dead best friend murdered by a serial killer on the campus. And her bright idea is to hitchhike home with a stranger that says he goes to the school, but she's never seen him in the school, and she gets into the car with him for a long-ass drive. Hopefully he's gonna take her home with a killer on the loose. And our main character has a condition where she basically sees movies, like sees things that obscure her reality, and she takes these pills to help her, you know, not hallucinate or whatever. The book opens up with her throwing the pills away and getting into the car with a dubious stranger And I think that I am going to take a break because my brain has just lost all the brain cells. Unfortunately, the events at the beginning of the book were a harbinger for the rest of the story, because every single thing that happened afterward was so dumb. I literally had to check the cover to make sure I was reading the right book, to make sure I wasn't being pranked. I had to pinch myself to make sure that I was awake, because I could not fathom how ridiculous this book was from start to finish. The entire book is literally our main character deciding whether or not to escape, and she was given so many chances to escape. But no, she stays in the car and gives the door handle a fucking the whole fucking time. And I'm done talking about this book now. I'm over it. Hashtag off that dick. Next. So the next question is, what is the book that felt like the biggest accomplishment? Okay. Alright, let's be real here. The book that made me feel the most accomplished when I finished it was Dune by Frank Herbert. Unfortunately, it was also the biggest fucking waste of time, and I'm so pissed that I wasted time on it. Alright, so the next question is, who is your favorite character? And my favorite character this year is Lisa from Survivor by J.F. Gonzalez, because she is one of the strongest, probably the strongest female protagonist I have read from in like 5 years at least, because she is awful but amazing, and I just loved her so much. Pretty much my entire enjoyment of this book centered around her character and just how incredible she was. I was shocked that she was written by a man. She was amazing. Favorite character of the year, hands down, no contest. So the next question is, who is your least favorite character of the year? And that is without a doubt gonna have to be Charlie from Survive the Night, a book we just discussed. If you're wondering why I fucking hate her so much, you can just rewind the video a bit and just see my rant, okay? Just in case you forgot what this woman did in this book. Also, she has really bad taste in movies, just saying. Film major my ass. So the next question is, what is the most shocking book? That's without a doubt gonna have to go to Confessions by Kanai Minato, because the way that that book ended literally had my jaw on the floor. Had to get some screws and bolts and surgically repair that shit because the floor was cracked at how hard my jaw just like assaulted it. Alright, so the next question is, who is your favorite book couple this year? And that is, without a doubt, gonna have to be Yoonbom and Sangwoo from Killing Stalking. Oh, the romance goals. That was a fucking joke, in case you didn't understand my soul, okay? Okay, in all seriousness, my favorite couple will, without a doubt, have to be Nick and Charlie from the Heartstopper graphic novels by Alice Oseman, because they were just so sweet, you know, they were just so pure, they were just so innocent. Like, Alice Oseman is the boss of poignancy. Between Radio Silence and Loveless and Heartstopper, Alice Oseman really has poignancy in the bag. It warmed my cold, dead heart, and it will likely do the same to you, okay? Okay. Alright, so the next one is, what is the best written book you've read all year? And that's probably gonna be a tie once again. The first book that comes to mind is A Dowry in Blood by S.T. Gibson, and the second book that comes to mind is A Single Man by Christopher Isherwood. Both these books have fantastic and excellent prose. I can't recommend them enough. They're just so good, so amazing, and check them out. Okay, so the next question is gonna be so easy. What is the book you've pushed the most people to read? Do I even need to answer? Like, literally pause the video and comment down below what you think I'm gonna answer. I'm gonna give you 3 seconds and then edit your comment and let me know if you win, okay? 3, 2, 1, Dune by Frank. Just kidding. The actual answer is Survivor by J.F. Gonzalez. I will never shut up about that book. Okay, next. So the next question is, what is your favorite book cover? I'm probably gonna have to go with Night Film, because that cover is stunning and it completely does the story within the cover justice. So next is, what is your favorite adaptation? So I actually have 3 answers for that. And the first one is gonna be Dune by Frank Herbert. I really did not like this book, but I loved the film. The movie was so much better than the book. It literally took everything I disliked from the book and cut it out and magnified everything I did like, and it added so many action scenes and battles, and the cinematography and the cast. Oh my goodness, mwah, the cast was just to die for. Incredible film, not incredible book. So the next one I'm gonna have to go with is the film adaptation of A Single Man, and this movie is directed by Tom Ford, and it stars Colin Firth and Nicholas Hoult and Julianne Moore. So again, the cast is just to die for, and the movie is really good, looks fantastic, amazing acting, very emotional, and huge shout out to whoever did the shot composition, because the way every single shot looked just looked perfect. It just looked like perfection, okay? It was perfection. The one that I love the most, of course, is the anime adaptation of Attack on Titan, because I can't think of an anime that's better than Attack on Titan, honestly. They really did this manga justice. Every single season is phenomenal. So the next question is, what is a book that made you cry? And for that, I'm gonna have to repeat some answers, okay? I'm not really a book crier, but these ones really did it for me because they were the end of long stories that I was following, and all the emotion that I had built up just came out in these final books. The first one I'm gonna talk about is Kingdom of Ash by Sarah J Maas. This book had a lot of scenes that just had me, okay, you know. And then the next one I'm gonna go with is the final volume of Attack on Titan. I'm just gonna say that it was a scene involving this character, okay? The scene with this character in the very final chapter, that scene with that character was the catalyst for the waterworks getting activated in my tear ducts and ruining my face with emotion. But it was amazing, and I loved it, and I felt all the feels in my soul. I felt that. I felt things. These books reminded me that I had emotion in my life, okay? So the next question is, what book made me laugh the hardest? And that's definitely gonna have to be Header by Edward Lee, because that book is some of the sickest, most disgusting stuff I have ever read. It is so gross. But the ending, and not just the ending. I was bent over laughing in so much of this book, but the ending in specific was so calculatedly sadistic that I just wanted to burst out in tears and laugh my fucking ass off at the same time. But please, trigger warnings. It's extreme horror, okay? If you couldn't tell by the cover, let me just put that out there. All right, so that brings us to the end of this video. That's gonna be that. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. If you've got any answers for these questions, let me know down below. What's the best book you've read all year? What's the worst book you've read all year? How many books did you read this year? Let me know. Share me your progress. Let's chat. Like and comment and subscribe if you haven't already. I hope to see you in future videos, and as always, take care. I lose myself